My next guest has got a huge fight coming up here. Co-main event, UFC Fight Night, January 14th, taking on Shavkat Rakhmonov. It is Geoff Neal back here on the program. Hands of steel. Geoff, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Just got done training. About to eat some food.
Good. Well, I don't want to make you hungry here, but it's obviously a big fight, like I mentioned off the top. There was some talk, I know, after your last fight about trying to fight Gilbert Burns. Was there any talks of that happening, or was that just sort of dead in the water?
I mean, there was like talks. I mean, but I don't know. You know what I mean? He just wasn't gonna take the fight. He wanted to fight Jorge. That fell through, and then I didn't feel like waiting around, so I picked up the fight with Hamzat, and then
Or you mean Shavkat?
he wanted to accept the fight with Neal, which kind of pissed me off. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? I probably should have waited for him because I knew he wasn't going to get that fight with Gilbert, or he was going to get that fight with Jorge. But I mean, Shavkat is. Did I say something about Hamzat?
Yeah, you said Hamzat instead of Shavkat.
I did that.
No worries, no worries.
But yeah, Shavkat, he's a tough opponent, you know. So I feel like it's better. That's a better like a better win under my belt. Like when I beat him, I feel like beating him is worth more than just beating Gilbert.
Was it a fairly easy negotiation? Just because I imagine there's not a lot of guys lining up to fight him because he is undefeated.
Yeah, no, it was easy. It was literally I just had to say yeah, and then the fight was done. Like I don't. Nobody trying to fight him. I don't know why, but I don't know. I guess it's the hype. He's undefeated. I think he finishes everybody too. So I guess that's scary for some other people, but not me.
When did you find out about the fight? It seemed like this came together pretty quickly after your last one, because I know we've known about this fight for a while. It seems.
Yeah, I mean, I found out as soon as I accepted it. It was pretty much on me. You know what I mean? My coach just kind of I was like, Coach, yeah, just call Sean. Let's make it happen, because he kept on calling me out on Twitter, and it was getting kind of annoying. And his fans just keep on posting the fucking his country's flag like all over my fucking Instagram. I was like, all right, dude, here you go. You want to fight me? I got you.
Yeah. What have the fans been like so far? Because I know he's got a passionate fan base. I know you're not a big social media guy, but have you been getting a lot of the messages saying you're gonna get killed or anything like that?
Yeah. They say in my request, because they get mad because I turn off my comments to where you have to follow me.
Yeah.
To like post on my stuff, so they just send me messages now.
Yeah. Do people actually follow you and then talk crap? Like, how does that work?
Yep.
Or I guess you can kind of tell ahead of time, right?
They do. Like literally, they follow me just to like start posting shit on my Instagram. I was like, bro, you literally followed me just to do that. I just block them at that point.
Yeah. No, I hear you, man. Let's talk about Shavkat. Obviously, undefeated. Really nice win in his last fight over an opponent that you fought, Neil Magny. Stylistically, how are you looking at this one?
He has pretty good striking, decent striking, and he has great cardio, and he's constantly putting pressure and trying to look for the finish. Stylistically, I feel like it's I'm looking for the same thing. Granted, I'm not gonna try to like grab you and hold you and put you on the ground and stuff like that, but I just feel like I'm faster and I'm stronger, and I feel like that's gonna come into play during the fight.
Is there a lot of focus in this camp on, takedown defense and stuff like that? Or are you just preparing like you would any other opponent, like just because of his style?
I mean, there's not an emphasis on takedown defense because, yeah, like you said, like I train like I train for any other opponent. But yeah, I'm aware that he's gonna try to take me down, and he might not. You never know. But I have been working on takedown defense, but that's something I always do because that's like. Wrestling's the best way to get your cardio up when it comes to a fight. So we always work on that anyways.
Have you had a glance at the betting odds at all? Have you seen the odds for this fight so far?
Yeah, I seen the one. It was like I'm a plus 350.
Yeah, you're almost plus 400. Does that surprise you? I think this has got to be the biggest underdog you've been in your career, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even give a damn about betting odds. Somebody's about to mess up. I'm mess up somebody's parlays, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
I ain't worried about it. When at the end of the day, when the fucking the cage door closes, like them betting odds don't mean nothing. So
yeah, that's true. Anything different for this camp as far as training partners or usual guys over there at Fortis MMA?
The usual. Yeah, we don't change anything up that much.
Alex Morono. Who are some of the names you're getting to work with?
Alex Morono, Ramirez, got Jules. I've been working with Kennedy and Span just for like their height and their length. But yeah, nothing really changed.
Yeah, it must be a little bit easier just, getting to train with guys like Spann and Kennedy who are, light heavyweights, fighting a guy like, I know Shavkat's strong, but getting to work with guys that are light heavyweights, that's got to make you feel good to kind of gauge where your strength's at, right?
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. Like if I could hang with him, like as far as like strength wise, unless the dude is taking fucking boatloads of fucking steroids, like I don't think he's going to be stronger than me.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. And no Alonzo Menafield. As far as I know, he's not training with you guys anymore. Or what's the latest with him?
I have no idea. I stay focused on me. I know he's somewhere in Colorado. I don't know if he's coming back or not. I don't get into that part of it. You know what I mean? I have eyes on the prize.
Yeah.
Somebody want to leave the gym and go somewhere else. Hey, best of luck.
The weight cut. Obviously, the tough part is we got Christmas coming up here on Sunday. Are you skipping the meals? Like, how's the weight cut going ahead of this fight?
It's going good. For Christmas, I'm probably going to fast on Christmas. You know what I mean? Just not eat nothing, which is going to be hard. But I'm gonna do it. But the weight cut's going good. I'll be on weight. I just got to stop late night snacking.
Do you have like a meal prep thing, or how are you going about your weight cut?
Yeah, I got a meal prep thing. I'm getting my meals from Icon Meals right now.
Oh, the UFC one. Okay, yeah, that's cool. And how long do you fast for? Like, what's your sort of? Everyone's different, right? They'll do the 12 or 14 hour. How do you do yours?
I do 24.
24 hours. You don't eat.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's great. And is it like what, one meal a day, or how does that work?
For fast, I don't eat nothing. I just drink water. I might get a Gatorade for like electrolytes if I work out or something for that day. But yeah, literally nothing.
Cool. How long you been doing that?
I mean, I do it often. For my camp, I try to get it fast in once a week.
Yeah, no, I mean, you see the benefits. I've done enough. I actually, I do it myself, and I don't fight, and I see the health benefits in it. So it's obviously very good. The other thing I was going to ask you is like, obviously your health has been a subject over the last, couple of years with that big scare you had, and I think in your last fight you look like the old Geoff Neal. How's everything health wise going into this one?
Yeah, everything's great health wise. I feel good. I mean, I can't really, I can't. You see it, but I don't. You know what I mean? I don't feel any different than I did before. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I guess it's showing in my performance. You know what I mean? It showed in my last performance that I'm over the hump of recovering. You know what I mean? But I feel great overall right now.
Yeah, no issues though. Like it sounds like you're keeping in touch with the doctors, making sure nothing like this happens again, because that was obviously pretty life threatening, right? Yeah,
for sure, I am.
That's good. And always got to ask this every interview. And again, I want to preface this by saying that obviously, you would only choose to do this, but still working at Moxies, or what's the deal?
No, I'm not for this one. I was going to go back, but I thought about, Wednesdays and Saturdays and Sundays and how I can just like sleep in and do nothing. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? Fuck that. I ain't working.
Well, I was going to say, if you didn't have this fight, it probably would be a good time to work because you'll get those extra tips, right? You got New Year's coming up and everything, right? So people will be drinking.
Yeah, if I didn't have a fight, I'll be working for sure.
Okay, I like it. Your corner, Coach Safe. Who else is going to be in the cage with you that night?
Coach Safe, Harvey Taylor, and then I think I'm gonna take Ramiz.
Oh, cool.
For my other one, yeah.
That's great, man. And it's 3 rounds. How's this one playing out? How do you see it going down?
The same way I always see every fight. Every fight is either going to be a 3-round war, or I'm going to get the finish in the first and second. It's same thing for me.
Big name, like I mentioned in the division, like hardcore fans, Shavkat is considered one of the big threats in the weight class. With him being undefeated, where does a win put you in the grand scheme of things, do you think?
Ooh, man, honestly, I don't know. I really feel like if I beat him like decisively and just like, just take him out in the first round, I feel like I'll be in the up in the title picture. You know what I mean? I'm ranked number 7 right now. I don't know, man. I if I beat somebody like that, I really feel like I should be up there to, talk for like a title. I'm fighting somebody that nobody wants to fucking fight. Nobody ahead of me is going to want to fight. Wants to fight that dude. You know what I mean? Nobody behind me wants to fight that dude. I'm the only one that took the damn fight. You know what I mean? I should get some kind of I feel like I should be in the title talk. Gilbert didn't want to fight me. You know what I mean? I already fought Bilal. Already fought Wonder Boy. You know what I mean? So I could get Kobe off his ass and let me fight him.
How much do you think the fact that you have that win over Bilal Muhammad, who is now, since your fight is gone on and I think he hasn't lost since then, or he had the one fight with Leon, which is a no contest. But how much do you think that sort of holds weight? Because obviously Bilal's right near the title too.
I don't know. I don't know how much that holds weight. I might have to fight him again. You know what I mean? My coach likes him, so I kind of want to avoid that.
Right.
but you know what I mean. He's not my friend. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'll fight him again.
Fair enough.
But it's ideal to avoid it just because, like, you know what I mean, conflict of interest. But I will do it. But I feel like, I mean, honestly, maybe, and then in the grand scheme of things, he does deserve the shot first.
Mhm.
But then that means we're gonna have to fight for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I hear you. And you mentioned Gilbert Burns earlier. He's fighting one of your former opponents, Neil Magny. Who do you see taking that fight?
Gilbert, honestly, but we'll see. Good. Neil Magny has a way of just winning fights. You know what I mean? Like, without taking any damage. He's been fighting for so damn long. I never seen that. You rarely see him in fights where he's like bleeding, bloody, where it's like crazy. He cleanly just wins the fight every time.
Some other news that's happened. I'm sure you caught the UFC 282 card that took place earlier this month. We had that decision with Paddy Pimblett and Jared Gordon. Did you watch the fight?
Yeah, I watched that fight.
And who do you think won?
I put Gordon, for sure. Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how. I don't even know if there's an argument that says Paddy won.
Mm-hmm.
But it is what it is. But I had Gordon winning. And I was super surprised. I was like, yo, that's not one of those controversial decisions. That is a robbery. But I don't know. I just hope Gordon got compensated for that. You know what I mean? As far as like money, you know what I mean? Like, he needs his full purse after that shit.
And the other thing that came out that week with Paddy was obviously this whole thing with him and Ariel Helwani about him, asking to charge money for interviews. What did you make of that? I don't know if you caught any of that.
I didn't pay attention to that.
Yeah.
I try to stay away from that little drama bullshit. You know what I mean? If it ain't got nothing to do with me, it ain't none of my business.
Do you think though that fighters, should charge for interviews? Cause they don't do it in other sports, like in North America, right? Like you don't see like a, football player or basketball player, going to like a Fox Sport and saying, hey, you got to pay me. What are your thoughts on that in general? I was just curious about that.
I mean, I don't. Why would you want to charge somebody for an interview? Like, I don't know. Like, the interviews, like y'all help promote us. You know what I mean? In a way too. Like, you know what I mean? Your interview, and then like you bring us like new fans and stuff like that. Is like, if you don't want to do an interview, don't do it, and don't charge for it. It's like, you know what I mean? I don't know. That feels like some entitled shit. Charging for an interview. Like, who the fuck are you?
Well, and I think too, there's that conflict of interest. Anytime you have money involved in something, right? Like, maybe if someone's, breaking down a fight and they paid that fighter for an interview, maybe there's a bias there. You got to look at stuff like that, right? That's where, like, I'd rather not take the interview than have to pay for it. Does that make sense? From my perspective, because you got to be objective, right? And once money's involved, I think that's when you get in some hot water, right? And that's basically what Ariel said in the whole thing, because he's like, look, I'll never pay for an interview, because he's like, that's not how it works. If you're upset with your pay, talk to the guy who's writing your checks, right? So there you go.
That's real shit.
Yeah, for sure. And then something else that sort of happened as well, this whole thing with James Krause. Obviously, you guys are not allowed to bet on yourselves now. That's part of it. And I think they're looking into the judging as well and all this stuff. What do you make of that? I know you don't involve yourself in the drama, but as a fighter, you cannot bet on yourself. What do you think of that?
I'm never betting, so I don't bet anyways. I'm not a gambling man. Like, I literally gamble with my life. You know what I mean? As far as like fighting, you know what I mean? So what I look like gambling more and like putting money on shit. I don't see. I feel like that should always be illegal, betting on yourself in a fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That seems.
It happened. There's an interesting case. I think it was last year. Justin James used to fight in the UFC. He fights. He puts his entire purse on himself. He loses a split decision. So I mean, that's
oh my god, that hurt.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. It's very tough there. I'm getting you today, December 20th. We got Christmas on Sunday. What are your holiday plans as you're in the midst of fight camp?
Just going back home to Killeen, Fort Hood area, spend some time with my family, and then come right back and get to the grind.
You get to enjoy a meal. Well, you said the fasting, so I guess you're going to skip all the meal. Yeah. How tough is that? I'm sure you've had to do that before. Yeah,
I mean it's tough. If I stay around when everybody's eating, whenever people start eating, I just like
you leave the room
or go somewhere else. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just being around people while they're eating when I'm fasting, that sucks. But it's not that hard if I just it's out of sight, out of mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Favorite Christmas movie?
Don't have one.
I would have accepted Die Hard, by the way. You could say that's a Christmas
movie. Right.
Yeah, exactly. And last question, just because we were about to hop on here, I know you had to go walk your dog. What type of dog do you have, and what's his or her name?
She's a girl. Her name's Winnie. I got her from a shelter. That's the name that the shelter gave her. I don't know what the fuck she is, honestly. I think she's mixed with a border collie and a pit bull. Not too sure.
Okay.
But,
is it tough to have a dog when you're training as well, like to come back and do the walks and everything? How do you manage that?
It's not that bad. I got the time for it. You know what I mean? Yeah. It gives me an extra element of responsibility. You know what I mean? Yeah. I have to wake up and do things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it forces you to get out of the house, which I'm sure is good too. Like, not that you need to, because you go to the gym all the time, but still, like, you know, maybe when you want to watch some TV, it's like, hey, I can get a little walk. It's therapeutic, right? Yeah. I'm sure a little bit.
Yeah,
so.
For sure.
There you go. Geoff, thanks for doing this. We're looking forward to the fight. January 14th, UFC Fight Night. If there's anyone you want to thank before we get out of here, any sponsors, any social media, I'll give you the last word.
No, I'm good, man. I'm out of here.
All right. Appreciate it, man.